where I wouldn't eat all day and then eat dinner. So throughout the day, I realized what I was doing was I was starving myself all day, eating these really low point, which usually means veggies of some type, these really low point meals or snacks or whatever, and then having this gigantic meal at nighttime, still trying to stay, within 23 points, but all happening at one time, and I don't know, I don't think I was doing my body any favors. So what I have figured out over this week, tomorrow's weigh-in, I weighed in yesterday and I was 190.6. So I'd like to be 190.0 or 189.9 would be flippin' fantastic. So I started thinking a little bit so last summer, obviously it's summer right now, last summer, about this time, I got hired. As a matter of fact, I got hired at my new job July 7th. I know that because I was supposed to be going to Ocean City, or I was in Ocean City and had to drive back for the interview, and then drove back to Ocean City, and my memories came up on Facebook. So, anyway, I got hired in the county I'm in now as an assistant principal. I had worked very, very hard, if you followed my channel for long enough, to know that I had worked really hard to become a school administrator. Between classes and extra jobs I took on and positions that I took on in order to prepare myself for this, whether it was equity liaison or I did special ed, I did behavior intervention. So yeah, I did a lot of positions to try and get into assistant principal, and I interviewed a lot. And I believe in, things happening for a reason, and I love the school I'm in now, and I'm happy where I am. So yeah, but when I got hired, July 7th, we went back to Ocean City, and I celebrated. And I celebrated in the way I always celebrate. I celebrated with food. Yes, there were some adult beverages, but not enough to make a huge deal. And unfortunately, when I got back from Ocean City and had the rest of the summer before I didn't start until August. It was August when I started in my position. But we went out to eat all the time. We went out with friends who were like, let us take you out to celebrate your new position. And we went on, I knew it was my last summer to have massive amount of time off at one time. So, we drove places, we went on road trips, and the whole time I enjoyed every bit of it by eating. So at the end of the summer, when school started and I had to I had to buy some new clothes for my new position, I realized I had gained 15 pounds. Well, looking back, I was 175 at the end of the summer last year. But before that, I had been 175 for over a year and not been able to get down any further. So now I'm at 190, and I've been 190 for coming up on a year. So I'm not losing any weight. Even when I'm trying, I'm not losing weight. So I think I told you, we started looking at metabolism repair and metabolism confusion, and came up with was kind of this carb cycling way of eating. So what I have looked at is several different types of carb cycling. I am no expert. I am still in the research phase, if you will. Not even thinking if I'm going to do this or not. I don't know. Because I don't want to deal with macros and how many grams of this, and I won't do that. That's why I stayed with Weight Watchers, because it was easy, and even though I wasn't losing weight, I was at least not gaining weight, except for when I went off of Weight Watchers for the summer and gained 15 pounds. So I know that Weight Watchers will help me maintain. My thought as of right now is that I'm not going to leave Weight Watchers because A, I need the accountability, and what I can use Weight Watchers for is still tracking my food, which of course I can do on a free app, but also I want to kind of keep track of the food I'm eating and my points and try to still stay within my points. Now, I may be using more weeklies, but that's okay. So, what I had done this past week, because I weigh in tomorrow, is I had tried to do some low carb. I can't no carb at the moment, just because of what food is in my house. So I tried to go really low carb. I have not had a French fry. Make sure I'm not lying. In 9 days, 10 days. I have not had a French fry. This is truth. Yes, since we came back from South Carolina. I'm like thinking, I definitely have not. And that has been a struggle, because you guys know French fries are my nemesis. Norm has given up bread and tasty cakes and those kind of things. He's lost about 13 pounds. So I have lost 0. Well, I will know tomorrow for sure, but at my last weigh-in, I had lost 0. I had actually gained a pound on vacation. But the way we ate on vacation, for me to gain a pound, I was really okay with. And I've already got that pound off as of yesterday. So what I have learned this week with eating breakfast, because that is what I forced myself to do. I am not a breakfast person. I don't like breakfast. My body doesn't feel good many times when I eat breakfast. But I've been forcing myself to eat breakfast. Because when I first started Weight Watchers and I forced myself to eat breakfast, stay in your lane, dude. I was losing weight. Now, it may just be because I was new to Weight Watchers and I was diligently counting every single thing that went in my mouth. I don't know. But this week I have eaten either a Sandwich Brothers turkey sausage and egg what's up for 4 points. And I was out of them yesterday, and I just had a bagel, but like a bagel thin. That was awful. I love bagel thins, but I didn't toast it enough. So it was like eating stale bread. And I only put like a few squirts of, I can't believe it's not butter, on there. And like I said, it was like eating it was like eating stale bread with a little bit of butter. So this morning, because I went to Safeway last night to try to find my Sandwich Brothers, and the reason I went to Safeway is because Wise didn't have it when I was in there the other day, and Safeway didn't have any either. Safeway didn't have any, but at least Safeway had my Mio that Weis didn't have. Wise, whatever you call it. having like either salad or like stir fries, like veggies and meat, very little carb, if any. And then for dinner, we've been doing meat and double veg. So Norm's losing all kind of weight. I'm not. So I started looking at carb cycling. Like I said, I am still in the research portion of this. And as I was looking, there are lots of different ways to do it. Some people carb cycle daily, some people carb cycle weekly and monthly, whatever. I came upon a website of the wife of Chris Powell, whose name escapes me at the moment. Anyway, they're both personal trainers. They're both on a show. It's not Biggest Loser. It's Extreme Makeover, something like that. Extreme weight loss, something like that. And Heidi's her name, Heidi Powell. And I really like his technique and the way that he talks to people. And I think he's just an in general means well kind of guy. And yes, I realize he's on a show, and yes, I realize he's trying to make money, but this website that he was on, it was his website. While if I dug deeper, is there something on there for sale? Most likely. But he also has the show that's still on TV, so I can't imagine that it's like his top priority is to sell me something on a website. But he was talking about carb cycling. And his way of carb cycling, well, he had 4 different ways. He had, and everyone had a different name. Like one was easy carb cycling, traditional carb cycling, quick results carb cycling, and then like get cut carb cycling or some craziness, right? So the way that it worked that I liked, I looked through them all. Of course, I started with easy, and easy seems to be the one that I like. Easy is you carb cycle instead of doing a low carb, moderate carb, high carb. You just do a low and a high, and you do it every other day, or you can do it every 3 days. You do your carb. I haven't decided how I'm thinking about that yet. I plan on reading more today. But then, what I love about their program is, while yes, I can put into a calculator all about the macros and the fat and the whatever and the whatever and the whatever, there was a part that said, and then I watched another video of somebody else, I don't know her name, some YouTuber who I'm sure I'll be following eventually, who is a carb cycling guru. And she said, when you start, you're always going to have protein and veg, right? And then on, let's say, Monday, I have protein, veg, every meal, and a complex a whole wheat piece of bread, a very small baked potato, a sweet potato, or rice, or something like that on my Monday. And then on Tuesday, I still have the same amount of protein and veg, but this time I add in a fat. So I add in some almonds, or I add in some oils, or and I up my fat. And then once a week, they suggested a whole day, but once a week, you have a cheat, or a special, an extra meal. They suggested a whole day. I'm not doing a whole day. And I would do like a meal or a dessert or whatever, and they said and that's when you have a little bit of sugar. Not that you're not going to get sugar and residual sugars and residual carbs on other days and whatever, but if you follow it like that, you shouldn't have to do like the macros and whatever. And this is just a jump start. Now, once you get into it, if it's something that's really working, you may want to do to figuring out what your carbs really should be and how many macros you should be eating and blah, blah, blah. But just to start it with this high carb one day, high carb, low fat, and then high fat, low carb, and you switch it every other day, which again sends your body into starvation mode, or thinks it's like, oh, I'm just about to go into starvation mode, so, you know, and because I've lost a little bit of weight, oh, nope, I got a carb, I'm good, oh yeah, here it comes. So it's supposed to be confusing to your body, and it's supposed to help you lose weight. I'm considering giving this a try for a couple of weeks, just to see what could happen, for several reasons. Doing this whole low carb thing, I have not had like a potato until yesterday. I had like a meal that had a potato in it, like, you know, a ox meal with a potato in it, and that was good. It was really good. And right now I'm just doing like a low carb, you know, like when I eat out, for example, I try not to order carbs, or when I'm eating a sandwich, for example, I'm getting a bagel thin as opposed to a bagel, like, you know what I mean? So when I say low carb, I've just been trying to consciously lower my carb intake. But, you know, I'm okay with that for the most part. I'm not a huge carb person, but I do miss them. Like, so for example, yesterday, I was sitting in a restaurant with Norm, and, because we had to go to the airport to pick up his son and whatever, and I ordered fairly well. I ordered steamed shrimp, light on the seasoning, because seasoning has a lot of salt in it. I ordered scallops that were just grilled, no butter. And I ordered a salad that was like a house salad, but it had some like blue cheese and stuff in it. And that's it. That's all I ordered. And had a couple of Diet Cokes. You know, when I'm out, I have Diet Coke. So I felt pretty good about that. It was a pretty low point meal. But then when it was over, something was pushing me to get dessert. And what I realized it's that carb intake. Not that I want, like, that dessert is a carb and I'm like, oh, I need cake for that. It's more like I was raised to have on my plate a piece of meat, a vegetable, and a starch. And I think I'm missing the starches. I don't even really like rice all that much. Potatoes, pastas. The thought of being able to have a whole wheat pasta with some vegetables and chicken and not feel guilty about that makes my heart sore. But I will say, the thought of fruit being a carbohydrate and not having fruit every day, that would be rough for me. And the reason it would be rough for me is because I have a banana every day for my restless leg syndrome. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking. If you've ever done carb cycling or something like that, drop me a message down below. Let me know how it works. Because, of course, as I'm researching, I come across this one website that says, don't do it. 90% of the people don't do it. I don't know. Let me know. I know in the past I've been on weird diets, not weird diets, but diets that people put together for me. And it was like very low carb. And then like I went out and had like a cheat meal. And when I had my cheat meal, like I'd lose weight the next day. And they called me something like endomorph or something. I don't even know. I don't know. Tell me down below. Have you done it? Should I do it? If I do it, I'm going to start it on Monday. Today's Thursday. And Monday would start with high carb. And the reason I would do it that way is because on Thursday, I would want it to be, would that be right? Wait a minute. So Monday would be high carb, Tuesday would be low carb, Wednesday would be high carb, Thursday would be low carb. Because I would want, my weigh-in is on Friday. And I would want to do low carb the night before. Okay, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, share if you think it'll help somebody. Other than that, I'll talk to you soon.